Live from News 3, this is Knights Road to Victory. Brought to you by Ed Bernstein and Associates, Infinity of Las Vegas, Station Casinos, and Sudden Impact Auto Body.
Your Vegas Golden Knights ready to begin a historic journey for a Vegas strong community.
On a nice pass, Nosek scores!
They were there for us in our darkest hour.
We fly! 58 stars in the sky!
Now, Las Vegas celebrates you.
That Vegas strength has helped them go where no hockey team has gone before.
Face-off score!
Record after historic record set by a team just months into its own history.
The first expansion team to win 8 of their first 9 games. The first team to ever win 34 of their first 50 games.
Another stop by Fleury.
Led by a desert flower, so to speak, who won his 400th career game of his Hall of Fame career in a Knights uniform.
We are, and always will be, Vegas strong!
And on a night where 58 stars were raised to permanently remember the 58 lost on 1 October, their incredible regular season was crowned with a division championship. But is this just the beginning?
In the middle of Carlson, and the Golden Knights win it! On a middle of the one-timer, score!
Came out in front of the net, they score!
Tonight, the road to victory toward the Stanley Cup begins.
This is Knights Road to Victory.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Knights Road to Victory. It sounds really good to say that, right?
Yes, it does.
I'm Reed Cowan.
And I'm Latoya Stillman. Over the next 30 minutes, we're really going to be talking about this hometown team that everyone has just fallen in love with. What an incredible inaugural season for your Vegas Golden Knights.
It's so fun to be here. We are at the practice facility up in Summerlin, and it's so fun to be here. We want to let you know they've given us these jerseys to wear for the entire broadcast. This is all part of their Night Up campaign. This is us telling you, you need to get a jersey, you need to wear it, you need to send those images on social media. We're here in Summerlin, but not to disappoint, we've got Randy Howe, Amber Dixon. They're down at the T-Mobile Arena where the Knights actually play their games.
Right, but of course, before we get to them, we want to talk about how we got here.
Yeah.
This moment, this momentous occasion that is the playoffs. And you know, the Golden Knights, they finished with 51 impressive wins, 24 losses, and 7 losses in overtime. Wins are worth 2 points, as many of you may know, and those 7 losses, of course, are that are in overtime are making up 1 point, so that adds up to about 109. Those points at the end of the regular season, a record, you guys, for any expansion team ever.
How about we drop some names? William Karlsson led the team, 43 goals, not too shabby. David Perron was the team leader with 50 assists.
Wow.
Bravo.
And of course, at the beginning, the so-called experts, none of them predicted this.
Yeah.
They all thought we were going to be the worst team in NHL history, at least for our first season, because honestly, that's usually what happens. But boy, were they wrong. By like far, they were wrong.
Yeah, and really we're seeing the emergence of the Golden Knights story. And what I love about that is the fact that they were the come from behind. So how do you go from a first-year team to division champions? That's the big question I have.
Yeah.
News 3's Denise Raj is joining us now to look back at a wonderful, wonderful season.
The Board of Governors approved the plan of expansion.
It was the announcement that brought hockey to the desert.
Well, Las Vegas, we did it.
Billionaire Bill Foley granted the city's first major professional sports franchise June 22, 2016. Over at Las Vegas Ice Center, fans watched it all on TV.
2017.
And young players immediately began to dream.
It's everything. It's my whole life. I can't live a day without it.
Skip ahead 5 months to November 22nd. The team's name is finally revealed, the Vegas Golden Knights. The following summer brought the NHL expansion draft, and Las Vegas learned players such as Marc-Andre Fleury and James Neal were on the roster. Then, tragedy in Las Vegas.
Large crowd with gunfire coming from that concert on the boulevard.
58 people killed October 1st in a mass shooting on the Las Vegas Strip, and the Golden Knights hit the ice just when the city needed them most. Their first home game, October 10th, began with a tribute to the victims, the first responders, and the city itself.
We'll do everything we can to help you and our city heal.
from there, the love for the team grew.
The feedback that we've had in the rink has been unbelievable, so it's been really fun. It doesn't feel like we're an expansion team.
And players noticed.
Every time you get a hit, you hit somebody, you hear the entire crowd just getting crazy.
It's been nothing but an absolute pleasure right now.
I've never seen anything like it, honestly.
And the league had never seen anything like this team, the first in NHL history to begin an inaugural season winning 8 of the first 9 games, the first expansion team to hit 34 wins in only 50 games, most points by an expansion team in its first season, by March 26th, clinching playoffs, and March 31st, claiming the Pacific Division title, another first for an inaugural season.
For sure, that was something we've talked about, lately to make sure we grab that title.
Toss in a couple of hat tricks and a Gila monster named Chance, and it's a season no one could have predicted.
Go Knights, go!
But history will never forget.
I think that we can go all the way for sure.
Denise Roche, News 3.
All right, thanks so much, Denise. And this team really exemplifies what it means to be Vegas strong.
Before the team ever hit the ice for their first game, we really were the talk of the entire hockey universe and the sports universe by way of how the team actually assembled. That has been a story.
Right, and that's really when I think so many people said, oh my goodness, this is our team, this is something extremely special that none of us had really ever thought was possible. And joining us now to talk more about that is Amber Dixon and Randy Howe. They are live at T-Mobile Arena. Hey, you guys.
Hey, how you doing, LaToya? Yeah, one of the reasons why this expansion team is so good is kind of why the expansion draft back in 2017 on how that was set up.
Yeah, how it was set up, and team manager George McPhee took full advantage of it, as did the players he selected, who were eager to prove themselves not just to the NHL community, but also to the Las Vegas community.
One change in this matrix affects everything.
In June 2017, Golden Knights GM George McPhee carefully crafted an NHL team that would go on to become the first modern-era expansion team in any of the 4 major pro sports to win its division in its first season.
It showed how good of a job the management did, getting the team together.
And, the expansion rules are a little different for us than some of the other expansion teams. I think we got more talent than some people would expect us to get.
And that talent carried a shared chip on their shoulders, each player aware that their former team chose to leave him unprotected in the expansion draft, some hoping to prove to that team they made a mistake.
And I think every guy, so this beginning of the year, every guy kind of believed that they could take a next step, but each guy individually could believe that, but we didn't know as a team how it would work. And then you realized, a month or two this season, we could use our individual guys to help our team get better, and our guys really love playing with each other.
Their bond emboldened by the 1 October shooting and a shared desire to proudly represent a city struck by tragedy.
We're just trying to provide a little bit of entertainment for those that have gone through some struggles.
These are the unique factors that have contributed to the Golden Knights' incredible inaugural season, and they look to make more magic in the months to come.
And that would mean the Golden Knights would have to first win this first round series, which starts tomorrow here at T-Mobile Arena. The puck drops at 7 p.m. Game 2, also at home at 7 p.m. on Friday. Games 3 and 4 are in LA, and then, if necessary, Game 5 of this best of 7 series would be April 19th. Here in Las Vegas, Game 6, April 21st at the Staples Center, and Game 7, April 23rd here at T-Mobile Arena. Vegas forward Riley Smith saying do not expect this to be a 4-game series, a quick series. He's thinking it's going to be a long-fought, hard-fought battle, quite drawn out.
Yeah, exactly, because the Kings have a lot of playoff experience, so that's why it's going to be tough. And even though the Knights are an expansion team, they have their own playoff experience on the roster. In fact, last year, goalie Marc-Andre Fleury's Pittsburgh Penguins defeated James Neal's Nashville Predators for the Cup.
With a steal, here's Eakin racing up the ice. Shot, score!
The Golden Knights won the Pacific Division with the 3rd most points in the West. They did it as a first-year expansion team, but don't think they are a bunch of young players just happy to be in the postseason. 2 players on the Knights played each other for the Stanley Cup 10 months ago, Marc-Andre Fleury and James Neal.
I sure had the better memories than he did about it, but you always he always respect a guy a lot, for going through all those games and making it to the final.
Those guys were in the finals last year, and Fleury's won some cups, and other guys have been around the playoff hockey a lot. So, no, it's good. It's good to have that experience.
With 213 combined playoff games from James and Fleury, the Knights have a handful of other guys who have entered the quest for the cup. Defenseman Nate Schmidt has been in the playoffs with the Washington Capitals the last 2 seasons.
You know, it's a different ball game when you get into that time of the year. Game tightens up. Game gets a little bit faster, a little bit harder.
Shea Theodore has played 20 postseason games with Anaheim. David Perron has logged 42 games with 3 different teams, and Wild Bill Carlson has also been there and is ready for the second season challenge.
It's more emotions. You face the same team over and over again, and it's bound to be, like I said, emotional. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait.
All right, so there you have it. I think that the Kings are considered our rivals probably, so it's going to be a great series, LaToya.
Randy, and talking to us more about that is Bryan Killingsworth. He is the Chief Marketing Officer and also the Vice President of the Vegas Golden Knights. And you know, one thing we really have to talk about, Bryan, is this community involvement. I mean, a first-year team, we're playing hockey in the desert. Did you all think that you would see so many people just turn into diehard fans?
I think from the ticket drive on, we knew this community was going to support this team like none other. And I really have never seen a community get behind a team like this. It's outstanding. You see it everywhere. Families all across the region are getting behind this team, and we're just excited to kick it off.
Yeah, and you really can't go anywhere without seeing someone in something that says Vegas Golden Knights. And then when you go to the games, talk about that experience. A lot of people say, even some of your competitors, how they've never been to a hockey game quite like the ones that we have here.
Yeah, we're in Vegas, so we got to step up our game, and we've done that all season long. We've really tried to give fans a world-class entertainment experience, and we've got some surprises in store for the playoffs, too.
Oh, can we get some hints?
You might have to see tomorrow. Get there early.
Right, and speaking of tomorrow, you guys have something really fun for the fans. Tell us about that.
Yeah, pregame, we're going to open up at 4:30 in terms of Toshiba Plaza. So the plaza will be open at 4:30. We're going to have a ton of fun down there. We're going to have a lot of activations. We're going to have a real tattoo artist. So if you want to get your Golden Knights tattoo, you'll have that tomorrow. You're going to have haircuts. So if you want to get the Golden Knights haircut with the V in the back, we're going to have that available too. And we've got a pregame concert by Logic at 5 o'clock.
Oh, yes. I was listening to some of his stuff earlier when I saw that announcement. And then to really get into it, when you have these home games, tell us what you want fans to do.
We want fans to night up. And our fans have been so spectacular all season long, and they buy all of the gear, the Golden Knights branded gear, but we really want fans to wear their jerseys to T-Mobile Arena for our games. We want to create that real competitive advantage and a home ice advantage, so we want everybody to activate their shield with their jerseys.
That's right, and you guys were so kind to give us jerseys for today, and we're nighting up, and my partner in crime here, we are certainly
my
excited.
shield is activated.
Yes, we are excited about what is to come, and we know that we are going to win come tomorrow. So thank you so much, Bryan Killingsworth, for joining us here.
What I loved about that interview, in addition to what you were saying, is also I got to go shopping. I got to go see some of that fun gear. Hey, big question for you out at home, here in the desert. How much do you really know about hockey?
I mean, like, really know about it. So coming up, Jim Snyder is going to give us the one-on-one. What is hockey from some, pros in training. They're about 8 and 9 years old, and they're going to show them the ropes.
Well, hockey players have quite an interesting tradition when it comes to the playoffs. We're going to explain when we come back the connection, the scientific connection between facial hair and hockey. Stay with us.
Welcome back. We wanted to share some of the photos that you've sent to us, and boy, do we love seeing the locals and the tourists alike really getting in on all the action. So keep those fan photos coming. Just go to News 3 app and click on See It, Send It.
All right, so welcome back to City National Arena. We all know that the most important part of a hockey game is when that puck goes into the net. Now tell the truth, everybody. Fess up. Do your hockey confession here. How much do you really know about the game beyond the moment when the score happens?
Well, you don't have to admit anything. We're going to help you out here. Jim Snyder actually went to learn from some pros in training, some 8 and 9-year-olds that they showed him the ropes.
They sure did, and we're all learning, right? And I learned quickly just how hot hockey is in our town, not just at T-Mobile. Teams packing the ice all day and night. not even just at City National Arena, but every rink in town. So ice time is very precious right now, and I have to thank the good folks at the Las Vegas Ice Center, the Vegas Junior Golden Knights 8U squad, and their coach Mike Milton for taking time to give us all a quick class in Hockey 101.
Colin, back here.
These are your Vegas Junior Golden Knights, and they play with just as much heart as their NHL role models. Against my better judgment, I laced up the skates for the first time in years and hit the ice with them. They'd much rather play the game than talk about it, but it's clear they've been coached to focus on the most important part of the sport.
You don't have to win, you just have to have fun. Don't worry about anything, just have fun. I like that you skate around, have fun, try and shoot, try and score.
It's got to be tough to play hockey, don't you?
Oh yeah, it is. It's hard.
Hard to play, and it can be hard to follow for all of us who fell in love with our brand new NHL team before we learned the rules of the game. Since the clock is so key in hockey, let's put a minute and a half on ours and see if we can teach you 4 rules before it runs out.
We're gonna do icing, okay? Okay. Gray, you're on defense. White, you're gonna be on offense.
Yes.
We'll start with something that stops the action when no one is even close to the puck.
All the way down the boards now.
Icing is covering too much ice with one shot.
It has to be behind the center ice, and it's gotta go all the way across the goal line with no one touching it.
That's what leads to those intense races down the ice. If the teammate of the shooter touches the puck first, it's not icing.
So that'd be icing because his guy didn't touch it first.
Correct.
Now to offsides. That's called when a player on the attacking team gets ahead of the puck with both skates past the blue line, 64 feet in front of the goal. It's okay to straddle it, one skate on either side, like this. Now to 2 more blatant offenses. Since these kids are taught to play fair, coach had to press them to show us the no-nos.
Now skate, go, 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 whack him, whack him, whack him.
That's slashing, swinging your stick at an opposing player or breaking their stick with yours.
Coach never told you to slash before, right?
Just like it sounds, hooking is using your stick as a hook to slow or stop an opposing player. There you go, 4 rules that will help you enjoy the Knights' road to victory in the playoffs.
It's awesome because now we have a professional team, so now we have a sport to watch that we love.
Yeah, you're going to be in the NHL someday?
Maybe.
That's one thing we all learned very quickly, that cheer that unites longtime and first-time hockey fans like me all over Las Vegas. Now, a lot of players will tell you it takes more than just skill to win. A little luck helps too. They are a superstitious bunch, and let's get back out to T-Mobile. Randy's going to tell us about a growing tradition.
You're exactly right, Jim. You know, when they clinched the division title a few weeks ago, many of the players just threw away their razors to grow that playoff beard. A lot of them are hoping that it ends while hoisting the Stanley Cup, looking like an 80s band from Texas.
When it comes to beards, 2 things come to mind. The band ZZ Top and a playoff beard.
It has to do with just the pride of you know, growing the biggest beard, because you know at the end of everything, you know, when you see the guys that are lifting that cup, you know, they've got pretty big beards.
The playoff beard is a superstitious practice introduced by hockey players participating in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and now they are a tradition in many sports. But what if you can't grow a beard? Some Golden Knights may have a little trouble with one.
I don't grow a great beard. You're looking at the best part of my beard right now.
A little mustache, maybe a little something. Not much, I guess.
Which one of your teammates is going to have maybe trouble growing facial hair?
Carly might have a couple issues. You know, I've been kind of keeping note on him, and I don't think the Swede has too much facial hair in the jeans.
I just shaved, really. I trimmed it, so and I guess I can't trim it until we race the cup, I was gonna say.
Vegas may not have a wizard of the whiskers like Brent Burns of the San Jose Sharks, But when it comes to facial hair, Derek England has the head start, becoming the master of the mutton chop by the end of the playoffs.
I just I've always had facial hair since as far back as I can remember, and it's just easier. Don't have to shave.
A half ago, I looked like I was going into the playoffs. Now I look like a Stanley Cup champion. Let's hope some of our Knights players look like this in about 8 weeks. So we'll be right back.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will continue to cover the Vegas Golden Knights' road to victory through the playoffs on later editions of News 3 and, of course, on social media.
2 words, everybody. Stanley Cup. 2 more words. Thank you so much for watching Road to Victory. The other 2 words were thank you. Have a great night.
News 3 Live at 7 is next.